Dr. Gloria. Dr. Gloria is a clinical psychologist, author, playwright, screenwriter, and cultural broker.
Welcome to a brand new Me with Dr. Gloria. Single adults of all ages have different ways of living single and different attitudes towards being single. Historically, being single and or being unmarried or childless was once seen in a negative light, but more and more that is changing. Also, more adults are embracing their singleness, so much so until the marriage statistics report a decline in young people getting married. However, everyone is not adjusting to single life well. Failure to discover the positive aspects of being single can prevent one from becoming brand new. My guests will share their stories about the way they are living their single life out loud.
Aaron Barber-Stephens, actor, model, and comedian, and Lindsay McGrail, writer and CEO of the Hello Self Company.
Hi there, and welcome to a brand new Me with Dr. Gloria. Thank you all so much for joining me today.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Hi, Dr. Gloria. Thank you.
Okay.
This is going to be a great conversation.
Oh, I know we will have a great conversation because we're going to talk about a very popular group in America, and that has to do with single folks, okay?
Oh yeah, that's popular, huh?
Yes.
Proud member.
So, Lindsay, tell us a little bit about your life and how long have you been single? Have you been married before, or just give our audience a little clue about your life?
I have been married, I would say 1.5 times, and we may explain that later, maybe not. But my last relationship was in 2009, and I
Okay.
was engaged, and I absolutely love being married. I love being in relationships, but I had some self-awareness, happily, at that time, where it's like, wow, 85% of our life is amazing. And then there's this 15% that keeps showing up and it's destroying everything. Like we can have a beautiful day and then something kicks in and we're arguing. And I really wanted to figure out what that was. And I certainly didn't want to get married under those pretenses. I really wanted to step back and figure out, how am I showing up in my relationship? And especially this one, because like I said, most of the time we were getting along beautifully. It was such an adventurous relationship. And but something kept rearing its ugly head and it just made everything good go away. So I've been single ever since.
Wow.
And I've been on a wonderful journey of figuring out who I am and how I am showing up in the world.
Oh, that's really, really awesome. But I cannot leave you without asking, what does 1.5 marriage mean?
Yes. Know that 1.5.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell us all about
My
1.5.
Well, first of all, I'm proud to say I've been engaged 4 times. So I feel like I've been loved by many.
All right.
But my half marriage, I didn't like him. I loved him, but I didn't like a lot of qualities that he had. And he actually was an alcoholic. And so that just wasn't working. And so we actually separated, but stayed married for 6 years. And he kept my daughter and I on his insurance. And we actually used to get together and have a great time. Right? And then his friends used to say, don't bring sand to the beach. But we had a great time. And when we finally did get divorced, we actually went to the courthouse together, signed the papers, had lunch, gave each other a hug. And we're still friends to this day, but I didn't want to be married.
take time
Yeah,
out.
and you figured it out that it was probably not the best thing to do at the time with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Well, Aaron, now here you are,
Hey,
a younger person. Tell us a little
come
bit
on now.
about your, because you haven't been single a whole lot of time, because you're young. So tell us about your journey as a single person.
Oh man, my journey has been a blast. You know, yeah, I've been single for probably 2 years now. I was in a relationship. I was in love. Didn't work out. We argued a lot, and uh, we broke up. So the single life, I'm very picky. So um, trying to find the right one is hard for me. So
Hmm.
and I tried dating apps. Actually, my boy Derek Anthony, he recommended a app. It was called Bumble, and I was like, Bumble, what is that? Uh, and he's like, man, it's cool. The girls, they reach out to you. I was like, wait, what? Oh, come, say less, say less. So I downloaded that, hoping that we were going to have some pretty good success. I didn't go too far either. Uh, I think it's just because uh, I'm probably not the most simplest person. I'm very complex, so dealing with me is uh, it takes work and
Hmm.
effort. Um, but
Okay.
see, the thing is, Dr. Gloria, I noticed that about myself, and
Hmm.
so now I go in, I tell people, uh, and we just kind of see how it goes. And so it hasn't been going pretty well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you bring up a really good point, and I'm a part of the single community, and I talk to a lot of single people, and people tend to be up and down in terms of whether they want to be in a relationship or whether they don't. And there are those people who just don't know what to do with themselves because they are single. And you bring up a great point, Aaron, about knowing yourself and saying, I know this about me. I'm complex and I might
Hmm.
have a more difficult time. But the question is, what do we do about that if we want to be in relationships? So, what have you found helpful to you in, dealing with yourself if you know that could be a barrier for you in relationships?
That's an excellent question, Dr. Gloria. Um, what I do is I meditate. I'm alone with God, and actually, my whole decision about women changed over this past few months, especially COVID. So instead of me trying to find the perfect one and the 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 best one for I think that's for my life, I decided to just kind of let God um, lead that person in my life and be open and not so much so about being in a relationship, but just being open to establish just a, a like an open relationship and just kind of see how that goes and just see, just meet people and just see, try not to be so, this got to be my girl. She's got to have this, and that. But just having a good friend and talk to them and just kind of see where it goes and just allow God to kind of lead me and direct my path. So that's what I've been doing.
All right, that's good. But you do know that you still have to do some work on that complex part, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to allow that to just kind of go take its course and eventually.
All right, Aaron, we will not do any therapy with you today, all right? Well, Lindsay, I know that people in our group, some of us, once we have come to this place of enjoying our single life, we find ways to live our lives to the fullest. So I hear that you're doing a lot of things to live your life to the fullest. Please share some of those things with us.
Well, I think I've always had the adventurous spirit, but I definitely went and got myself a motorcycle.
Ah.
Nice.
I was taking
Ah,
I was taking flying lessons.
Wow.
guitar lessons, golf lessons. I was kind of doing all of that at once at one point. But right now, I just love being out on the water on my stand-up paddleboard, hanging out with the dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I love. Oh, before I got my motorcycle, I got a Vespa. I recommend everybody get one. I
Mm-hmm.
joined a scooter gang, and every Saturday we would have 150 of us going down the roads of Hollywood up to San Pedro, and we would just see smiles and smiles along the way. Like,
Yeah.
these scooters have their own personality and they're colorful, and there was all ages, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I used to call it my joy ride, because not only did it bring me a lot of joy, but the people's expressions when you pass by, especially if there was 100 of us,
Mm-hmm.
it was priceless. So
Wow.
definitely, yeah.
What's a Vesta? You said a Vesta?
Vespa is a scooter. It's a 150 cc, so you can take it on the freeway.
Oh, nice.
Boy, you're doing
Nice.
big girl stuff. Oh my goodness. And what about these articles? I think you're writing some articles too.
That is really helping me, really vo- finding my voice,
Mm-hmm.
self-expression, self-worth, self-discovery, and sharing that with other people in hopes, I'm at that elder age, which I love. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to be a wise elder and be able to share, my philosophy and my knowledge with the younger generations, and hope that they can learn something. Don't
Mm-hmm.
wait too long, Aaron, to fix that little thing you got going on.
Wait, what thing you talking about? Huh? What thing you talking about?
I don't think he's
Get on
quite
that.
come to that place yet. That's
Okay.
good.
So yeah, the
Aaron,
writing is very, very helpful.
yeah, that's really good. Aaron, what do you do in your spare time while you're waiting on God? What do you do?
Uh, well, glad that you mentioned it. What I do is, so I'm an actor, and I've recently, everything since COVID, everything kind of slowed down. So I recently decided to start a business, and it's a film studio. Before I used to, so also I do kind of put out content and trying to make my way through there. And I decided to build a film studio where individuals and artists can collaborate and put out content. And what's unique about my film studio is uh, I call it the I Quit way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a, a style of shooting where you don't really worry about script, lighting, uh, people, whatever you once you have the idea, you just go out and you do it. And I've been doing that, and it's been fun. Um, the content that comes out is just like very unique and hilarious and vulnerable. So I try to capitalize on that, and so I decided to build a film studio based around that, and I've been working on that for the past couple of months.
Well,
So yeah.
congratulations. That's really cool. Well, I want to say that both of you are kind of sharing what my thoughts are in terms of people who are single being busy living your life as opposed to sitting at home feeling bad and depressed because you don't have a partner in your life. And so I'm wondering, Lindsay, if you could say one thing to single adults um, in their singleness, what would you say to them who may be sitting at home just feeling bad because they don't have a partner or they are not married? What would you say to them?
Well, I love what Aaron shared, Dr. Gloria, and that is, having a relationship with God is the most incredible experience I've ever had. I've been in and out of church, but now I'm just, I made a promise to him that I was going to really, have just this really intimate relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you definitely need to start there as your foundation, is just to have something that you believe in higher than yourself, and a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And because then you just don't feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
You just never feel alone. And what I also share with my daughter, it's like, and also Aaron shared this, bravo, Aaron,
Come
young,
on,
wise
come on.
man.
Let's keep boosting me up.
Yeah.
Huh? What else did I share? Huh?
That you know, friendship is most important first, and all these Bumbles and all whatever these apps are, like,
Tinder and Hinge.
what do you love to do, and be in that environment, and you're just naturally going to find people that you connect with because you have a similar interest and a similar passion. And I think great relationships start there, because you can go on these apps and meet with people and you're like, oh, well, I like the cold weather, or I like the hot weather, or I like going fast, or I like going slow. And it's like, okay, well, we're not a match. But if you're in an environment that you absolutely love, you can't help but meet great people.
All right. That's
So
great
get
advice.
out there and play in the
Yes.
sandbox. That's my advice.
Get out there and play in the sandbox. I love it.
That's a
Aaron,
tweet
what would
right
you
there.
like
That's
to
a tweet.
add to what Lindsay said about sharing just a nugget for single young people? What would you tell them?
What I would tell them is, I like what you were saying, playing in that sandbox. Um, I think that it's more so about just getting yourself right, right? Like making sure you're able to, you're pursuing your dreams and your path, and on that route, maybe you will meet that wonderful person. Like all the women that I've met was when I was decided to settle down with them. I haven't been with a lot of women, um, maybe 5 or 6, I think. And when I, when, why are you laughing? Uh, when I decided to like pursue my dreams and my passions and my goals, then they just came, and it just worked out during that time, even though it didn't last. But um, I think because of that was insecurities and things that I had to work out with myself, I had to figure out. So I think just continue working, and that's the advice I would just continue working on yourself. Um, and if you do that, I don't know the advice, doctor. You the doctor. I'm single.
Yeah, but you're living it. No, we want your lived experiences. Yes.
That's me. You the professional.
But I think that was good advice, and it kind of fits with what I believe. In fact, I have a play coming out next year called Don't Date, Investigate. And it's all about you investigating yourself first, because it's easy for us to want to investigate the other person, but I think we have to do a self-investigation so we can determine what we like, what we don't like, what we need to be working on in ourselves, and then begin the business of working on it. So you kind of, you've summarized it very nicely, telling people that they need to work on themselves while they're waiting. Because if not, then you might not even select the right person because you haven't done your work. So I really appreciate you all for joining me today. I know people will benefit from having a more seasoned person and then a younger person to kind of share what is happening in this dating world. And let me get this last word, because I hear people talk about these dating apps all the time. So tell me about some positive aspects of the dating site. What are some positive aspects about
Uh, so in my experience, the positives, you get to see who that person is, how she looks, and then some of the in the apps, it tells like they kind of have different things as far as like what this person is doing, what they're interested in, what their job is, you know, so it has those. You get to check it out, and sometimes you can look at their Instagram, and then a lot of times, see, I don't get this part, because a lot of times I'll match with someone, right, which means I like them, and then they initially like me, and then we may talk, and then it goes nowhere. So I think that's the flaw with the app, but at the same time, it's cool to meet, to see different types, and maybe it doesn't go anywhere, like relationship romantically, but it may go work wise, or you would say, hey, oh, you're into this. Okay, I'm into this. So it's another avenue to connecting. So
Okay.
yeah.
And Lindsay, I'm going to give you the last word. What about you? What do you think about these dating sites? He talked about some of the positive things. So, what can be negative about the dating sites?
I did go on Bumble.
Okay.
Okay, Bumble. Let's go, Lindsay. Team Bumble.
It was fun, I guess, to kind of, because the girls do have the upper hand, right? We get to go through and make a selection and all of that. The downside of it, again, I feel like you're not meeting somebody in their most authentic essence. You know, you're always going to be putting on a different air, or you're just not yourself. You're nervous or what have you. So again, I just think being in a natural environment where you're enjoying yourself, it makes meeting people a lot more easier. So I went on it and I canceled my account after a week.
Okay.
See.
Okay. Well, I do want to send a little caution out to everyone. If you're on a dating site, you need to pay attention to some of the precautions that they talk to you about, because there are predators on there. And sometimes people will put somebody else's picture on there, or they put their high school picture and now they're older. So, you know, there could be a certain amount of trickery that's involved there too. So just be careful whatever you do. But I do think the main thing is being okay with you. And while you're single, embracing it and enjoying the journey. Thank you all so much for joining me.
Beautiful.
You've been watching A Brand New Me with Dr. Gloria, and I hope you will continue to live your best life. Thank you all.
Hi, Dr. Gloria. I'm Bob Creo, a senior citizen from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just moved into a large apartment complex. We're not having any social events or anything. People are mandatory wearing masks. Give me some strategies where I can meet people and approach people while we're all masked up and otherwise be more social. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. And I just want to encourage you, this may be the time for you to get a computer class and learn how to get online, because everybody's online now. You can meet people online, you can connect with groups, you can actually find some passions that you haven't been able to find before by visiting social media or doing other things that will be helpful to you, because we're all virtual now. So get busy, get that class so that you can learn how to connect virtually. Thank you for watching another episode of A Brand New Me with Dr. Gloria. Don't forget, I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Perhaps you've seen something in this episode that has caused you to want to dig deeper, ask more questions, get more answers. Well, you can always ask Dr. Gloria by sending a video question to brandnewmewithdrgloria@gmail.com.